I never thought my own home would become the place where everything fell apart. What would you do if your wife invited another man into your house, and acted like it was completely normal? No secrets. No hiding. Just one quiet evening that slowly revealed a truth I wasn't ready to face. This isn't just a story about betrayal. It's about the moment you realize something has been broken for a long time, and you're only just seeing it. Stay with me, because what happened next didn't just shock me. It changed everything I thought I knew about love, trust, and silence. There are moments in life that don't make sense when they happen. Moments that feel slightly off, like a picture hung just a little crooked on the wall. You notice it, but you convince yourself it's nothing. That's how it started. With something small. I invited someone over tomorrow, my wife said casually, not even looking up from her phone. We were sitting in the living room. The television was on, but neither of us was really watching it. That had become our routine, existing side by side without truly connecting. Someone? I asked. She nodded. Just, someone I know. That answer should have been enough. It wasn't. There was something in her tone, too neutral, too controlled. Like she had already rehearsed the conversation in her head before saying it out loud. From work? I asked. She hesitated. Only for a second. But I noticed. Yes, she said finally. That should have settled it. But it didn't. Because my wife wasn't the type to hesitate over simple questions. And she definitely wasn't the type to invite people into our home without explaining who they were. Still, I let it go. Or at least, I pretended to. The next day, I made sure I was home earlier than usual. Not because I didn't trust her. But because something inside me, something quiet and persistent, told me I needed to be there. I didn't tell her. I just came home. The house was already different when I walked in. Not physically. But the air felt arranged. Like everything had been set carefully into place. The living room was cleaner than usual. The scent of something soft, vanilla, maybe, hung in the air. Even the lighting felt warmer. Intentional. She stepped out of the kitchen when she heard the door. You're early, she said. Not surprised. Just aware. Work wrapped up, I replied. She nodded slowly, studying me for a moment before looking away. He'll be here soon, she said. He. Not they. Not someone. He. That was the first crack. I didn't react. Didn't ask. Just watched. And waited. The knock came 20 minutes later. Sharp. Confident. Not the hesitant knock of someone unsure if they were welcome. But the knock of someone who already knew they were. She walked to the door without looking at me. Opened it. And smiled. Not the polite smile she gave acquaintances. Not the casual one she gave neighbors. This one was different. Warmer. Familiar. That was the moment I knew. Before I even saw him. Before he stepped inside. I knew. He walked in like he belonged. That was the second thing. The way his eyes moved through the room, not exploring, not curious, just recognizing. As if he had already been there before. Or at least, imagined it enough times that it felt real. This is my husband, she said, her voice steady. There was no tension in it. No guilt. Just clarity. He extended his hand. I shook it. Firm grip. Confident. No hesitation. That told me everything I needed to know. Because men like that don't hesitate, unless they feel like intruders. And he didn't. Which meant one thing. He didn't see himself as one. And somehow, neither did she. Dinner felt like a performance. Every word measured. Every glance controlled. But beneath it, there was something else. Something quieter. Something dangerous. They talked easily. Too easily. Shared small jokes. Familiar references. Moments that clearly existed before that night. I sat there, listening, watching, putting pieces together that didn't want to fit. "How long have you known each other?" I asked at one point. She answered too quickly. "A while." He smiled slightly. "Long enough," he added. That answer lingered. Not because of what it said, but because of what it didn't. I studied her. Waiting for something, anything, to break. A nervous glance. A misplaced word. A sign of guilt. But there was nothing. She was calm. Present. In control. And that was what unsettled me the most. Because this wasn't a mistake. This wasn't something that had gotten out of hand. This was deliberate. Planned. At some point, she stood. "I'll get dessert," she said. Then she looked at him. "Come help me." Not me. Him. They walked into the kitchen together, leaving me alone at the table. That was when the realization fully settled in. This wasn't about hiding. If it were, this would never have happened. No. This was something else. Something far more calculated. And far more dangerous. When they came back, nothing had changed on the surface. But everything had changed underneath. I could feel it. Like a shift in pressure. Invisible, but undeniable. "You're very quiet," he said, looking at me. I met his gaze. "Just listening." He nodded slowly. "That's a good skill." I almost laughed at that. Almost. Because there was something about the way he said it, like he knew exactly what I was doing. What I was thinking. And worse. What I hadn't said. After dinner, he stood to leave. No hesitation. No awkwardness. Just ease. She walked him to the door. I didn't follow. But I listened. Their voices were low. Too low to catch words. But the tone. The tone said everything. When she came back, she didn't explain. Didn't apologize. Didn't even look nervous. She just sat down. Like nothing had happened. "That was different," I said finally. She nodded. "Yes," she said. "That's it?" She looked at me then. Really looked. "I wanted you to see it," she said quietly. That stopped everything. "See what?" "The truth," she replied. We didn't argue. That was the strange part. There was no shouting. No accusations. Just clarity. "I wasn't hiding it," she said. "I just wasn't showing it either." I stared at her. "Why?" "Because I needed you to understand something," she said. "And that is?" "That this didn't start suddenly," she replied. "It started when we stopped seeing each other." That hit harder than anything else. Because it wasn't entirely wrong. "You could have talked to me," I said. "I did," she replied. "You just didn't hear me." Silence. Heavy. Unavoidable. "And him?" I asked. She didn't hesitate. He listened. That was it. No drama. No excuses. Just truth. That night didn't end with answers. It ended with awareness. Something had been broken long before he ever walked into our house. He wasn't the cause. He was the result. In the days that followed, nothing looked different. But everything felt different. Because now, I saw it. The distance. The silence. The things we had both ignored. She never brought him up again. And I never asked. Because the real question wasn't about him. It was about us. and whether there was anything left to rebuild. Some nights, I think about that moment. That knock on the door. The way everything shifted without a single raised voice. And I realize something now that I didn't understand then. She didn't invite him into the house to betray me. She invited him to show me what I had already lost. And sometimes, the most painful truths aren't the ones hidden from you. They're the ones placed right in front of you. And you finally choose to see. Sometimes, the truth doesn't come with anger. It comes quietly, sitting across from you, smiling, waiting for you to finally understand. This wasn't just about another man walking into a house. It was about everything that had already been lost before that door ever opened. If this story made you pause, reflect, or even question the meaning of trust and connection, then it has done its job. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful, emotionally intense stories. And tell me in the comments. If you were in my place, would you have reacted differently, or would you have finally seen the truth too? Your answer might reveal more than you think. Disclaimer. This story is a work of fiction created for entertainment purposes. It explores complex emotional and relationship themes and is not intended to promote or justify real-life actions.